Hey there, Miss Christina in Maker Exchange over at the Corona Public Library, bringing episode 2 of video editing. Today we're going to be doing a short tutorial going into some new features and advanced features of Adobe Premiere Rush. If you do not yet have the app, go ahead and download the free version. Once we open it up, we're at our home screen. If we go to create a new project, the first change is right down here at the project name. This little icon. If we click on that, we can actually change the aspect ratio before we even get into the editing screen. Also, if we are editing something going from a 16:9 to a 9:16, or just a larger shot going into a smaller frame, such as Instagram, Facebook, we can actually click on this special effect to automatically tell the computer to do its best to keep focused on what it thinks is most important out of your shot. Sometimes this works, sometimes it doesn't necessarily help, but it's a great tool to make it a little bit faster to edit our videos. And then if we actually go into this project, I have added a little bit of everything that we can do in Adobe Rush. But first, there are 2 additional changes or updates that Rush has made. That being the Effects tab. We no longer have the Transition tab. Transitions are now located in Effects, and this is also in regards to the mobile devices. But we also have Pan and Zoom. This allows us to create a little bit of motion to our still shots or to our photos. And again, the auto reframe. So same thing that we had when we were creating a project. This will tell the computer to do its best to stay focused on what it thinks is the most important aspect of the shot. So showing you first pan and zoom, if I go down towards the end, I have a photo. And before we could not see the pan and zoom option, and now we do. So if I unclick that and click it again, you can see this purple line underneath. That lets you know that the effect has been applied. And then showing you the auto reframe, I have this piece of video, but we still don't have the auto reframe option. That's because this was shot in 16:9 and is being shown in 16:9. So if I change the aspect ratio to 9:16 or the Instagram story, all of a sudden it is now available. And once that purple bar is across, I'll show you what it automatically does. So it'll create a little bit of motion to make a smoother transition. So that came from the auto reframe. So we do have a little bit of leeway as to what it focuses on. And just depending on the shot and what it is that you want, you'll want to play around with it. So those are the 3 updates that Adobe Rush has added. As far as the advanced features that we can do, it's going to be mostly with creating templates and our own presets. You can create a preset or a template in your titles as well as with color. So with titles, there are a number of options that we have, both still and animated. We also have more titles. This will show you what Adobe Stock has to offer. However, it is not free and it will not allow you to transfer over. So if I even try to drag and drop, it's going to let me know that I don't have a license to use these. But the options that we have are pretty good, and these are also customizable. So if I go down to blue chrome, and move the marker so that I can see it, and go back to 16:9. So here we have the one that I had just dropped, main title. If we click on it, so it's highlighted, it allows us to see the edit tab. We can edit from the actual screen to change the words. We cannot change the words from the edit tab. From the edit tab, we can change just about everything else. So we can change the font, the size, the text color, the line spacing, character spacing. Subtitle, that is our second line. So again, we can do the fonts, font size, color, and spacing. Where we have shape, that's going to be the backdrop. So the first shape, we can see that it is highlighted. So it is this first square. Second shape, it's highlighting that lighter blue. And then the third shape, it moves up again. It's doing that very light blue. So all of these we can actually change. So let's do a green. For the Maker Exchange colors. So here we can see all the changes that I have made. If this was something that I was doing on a regular basis, I would actually just create a template. I would go to More Options and Save as Template. And save. So rather than editing every single time, I can just go to Styles. I can go to Recent. I could go to Favorites. I have not marked it as a favorite yet. I could also type it in. And there it is. I like to mark my favorites, especially our templates, as favorites, so that way it's very easy to sift through. The next thing we can do is going to be in color. We can create our own presets. So clicking on here, you can see an after, and then here's a before. What a lot of people suggest doing is utilizing their built-in presets, which are very good. And then from there, if it's not exactly what you want, click on the one that is closest and then click on the Edit tab. From here, you can change everything until you see exactly what you want for your shot. And if this is a preset that you're going to be using on a regular basis, or if you just want to keep it for future use, click on the three dots for More Options and then Create Preset. Now, when you go into color, if you scroll down, you will see your own presets. So I created a little sample of everything that we can do within Adobe Rush. So I have included titles, effects. I have done all three of transitions, pan and zoom. I showed you the auto reframe. I have used color, and I have shown you the differences you'll see in just a moment. And then I did a speed up as well as a slow-mo. And then I used the audio. I had done transitions on the audio as well as lowering it. So when you have an audio clip, it'll automatically be at 50%. If that's too loud or too soft, you can change it. And every time you make a change, you can actually see the wavelengths adjust. So when it's at 50%, and then I had it about 35. And then to make a better transition, I had added in the transitions from effects. So I did cross dissolve for both sounds. That way it will fade in and it will fade out. So here we're about to go into the slow-mo, and now it's in the slow-mo, and you can see where it's at with this purple line. And you can see the transition of the slow-mo. And then now we're actually going to do a speed up. So you can see the transition, speed up, and then it will ramp back down. Here is the difference between color editing and not color editing. And then here's another difference of color editing and extreme color editing. So you can really see those yellows and the oranges from the sand. With the still photos, this is what we can do with the pan and zoom as I showed you before. And so this is utilizing just about everything that we have within Adobe Rush. The way that I had done this side-by-side view was actually through crop and rotate. So as you can see, the clip that I'm on where it's highlighted, I had cropped all the way to the left. And then if I click on the top, I had also cropped all the way to the left, and then I had just manually moved them to be side by side. And that's it for today. But next week, we're going to be doing a music video with copyright-free materials. See you then.